Okay, hi, good day. So today we'll be doing January 2019, right, number 5, which is usually statistics questions. So let's read the question. A survey was conducted among 48 persons. So we're going to underline 48, right? So we know 48 is our total. To find out what mobile network they use, the table below shows the survey. So Wiretech is 20, Digilec is 12, Ophones is 10, other is 6. If this information is represented on a pie chart being a circle, what angle is the sector that will represent Ophone? They're asking you angles is in degrees, right? So remember, the first thing or the most important thing to remember is a pie chart or a circle is 360 degrees. So your total is 360. And what is the total for the survey? 48. So we can say if 48 persons is equals to 360, right? That is the first statement from everything that we read there. Then they said, if this information is represented in a pie chart, what angle for the sector that will represent an ophone? So we want to know how much degrees is 10. So we're going to put our next section, degree or angle, and we're going to put it on top, right? So if 48 persons is equals to 360, then one person would be 360 divided by 48. Therefore, we're going to find O phone, is 10 persons is equals to 360 divided by 48 multiplied by 10. And when you do this on your calculator, you will find out that O phones is 75 degrees. Right? And from this, you can find out how much degrees is the rest of them. So let's do it really, really quick. So we know 10 persons is this. So other, which is 6 persons, so 6 persons would be 360 divided by 48 multiplied by 6 over 1. When you do that, you're going to get 45 degrees. So we know 6 is 45 degrees. Digilec is 12. 12 persons would be 360 divided by 48 multiplied by 12. This is equals to 90. So Digilec is 90 degrees, right? And Wiretech would be 20 persons. 20 persons is equals to 360 divided by 48 multiplied by 20 over 1, which is equal to 150. So we know Wiretech is 150 degrees, right? So this is just additional information that we may need in the other questions. So we know what angle would be ophones. Ophones would be 75 degrees. 75 degrees, right? Then they said using the circle below with radius shown, represent the information in the table above on a clearly labeled pie chart. So basically they're telling you to draw the pie chart for the information above. And in the pie chart, for a pie chart, we just need degrees and the labels, right? So first off, all right, so this is the pie chart that they show, and you're gonna have a protractor. So the first one, if we look at how much degrees, let's look at the table, and I found out all the degrees for all of them. So you're gonna draw on the pie chart 150, 90, 75, and 45. Right, so if you're gonna do that, you're gonna look on the pie chart, line up this line here. Just twist, 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 twist. The center of that T is going to go by the center of the circle, right? And you're going to line up a little bit. Let's just twist a little bit more, right? So the first one I will say to draw is the easiest, which is 90 degrees. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a ruler, not a ruler, you're going to insert, I wonder if I could, all right, shapes. So I am going to draw a line through that 90 going straight to my center here. Right, so this is my 90 degrees right here. So you're gonna just you'll label it after. So you know that is not or you could say insert 90 degrees was this here was digilec. Digilec, right? Which is equal to 90 degrees. You don't really need to put that, but you just put this is digilec. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Right, so the first one here, that's 90 degrees, is digilec. All right, and then we're going to do a next one. Let's look at the different types of degrees. The next one was, so we did digilec, then we're going to do a 150 degrees. So we're going to look at our pie chart. We're going to line up with this line. So from this blue line that we drew for the 90 degrees, with the center being at that black point, just now, right there, you're gonna look for 150. So this is 0, you have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So you know 150 is this right here. Right, so you're gonna draw a line for 150. So let's just draw the line. I'm gonna start at here. Then you're going to draw the line straight to the center here. Right, so this right here, this angle right here is 150, and we know 150 stands for wire tech. So you're going to just label it, insert. This here is wire TEC, tech. Right? You can make it a little bit bigger if you want. 18. Right, that's wire tech. Then the next one that we have to do is, if we look, so we did wire tech, we did digilec, so you have to do O-phones and then other. Right, so we are going to look for 75. So again, let's just flip this around. We are going to line up with this blue line. Right, let me just line it up properly. Right, like this. And then you're going to draw 75. Now 75, this is 0, you're looking for 70. 75 would be between 70 and 80, and they have a line there. If you look, this is the line between this line right here is between 70 and 80. So let's draw a shape, right? So 75 is right here. All right. So this here, this other one here is 75, which I believe is O-phones. So you're going to insert, but just label it as O-phone dash F-O-N-E. All right. Just make it a little bit bigger. Right, O-phone. And then this angle here is supposed to be 45 because the remainder is supposed to be 45. Ooh. So we are going to check to make sure it's supposed. Right, so we are going to just rotate this, maybe this direction. Right, you're going to line up this, the center here, and then line up this with the hold on. Oh. hold on guys, I think I made the image, yeah. So this here, if you line up the remainder, then you're supposed to get 45, which is kind of hard to do this there. It is 45 here, right? From 0 to here. So we know that this section or the remaining section was 45. So this is how your pie chart is going to look. Let me just label this one here. Shapes. This here is other, right? Other home 18. Right, so this is how it would look. Right, so we have Q4. Now guys, you will have to label it a little bit more where you put in the angles and stuff. Let me right, so this is your pie chart of how it would look. Right, so this is how you would draw it, and then you put your other information. So we know y-tech is equals to 20, and then you put your degrees, which is one line to the other. This is 150. This here, a square little line, the square little box represents 90. So this is 90 degrees, right? 150 degrees. Digilect is equals to 12 persons. Other, which is this angle here, is equals to 45 degrees, and other is also equals to 6 persons. And then O phones, which is from here to here, is 75 degrees, and O phones is also equal to 10 persons. Right, so this is the information that you're going to put on the pie chart. You put in your degrees and the number of persons so that you will see everything. And you use your protractor to draw it. Right. Then we're going to go into part B. The incomplete table below shows the results obtained by 200 boys and 250 girls on a Spanish examination. So see that girls had 62, 75, and 90 for 1, 2, and 3, and we don't know what is 4 and 5. But we know that the total number of girls is 250, and then they gave us the standard deviation, which we know standard deviation is the distribution of points. Right? And then for boys, they did not give us who did 1, 2, and 3, but we know that for 4 and 5, 30 boys got 4, 8 boys got 5, and then the remaining, in comparison to 200, got 1, 2, or 3, and the standard deviation is 8.2. So we know that boys are further spread out than girls, right? If we were to compare standard deviation. They said a girl is chosen at random, determine the probability that she receives grade 1. So we're looking at girls, and we know probability is your desired divided by your total. And my desired for girls that have grade 1 is 62. And my total for girls, we cannot look at boys, for girls is 250. So it is 62 divided by 250. 62 divided by 250 is equal to, you'll get a decimal, but it has 3 decimal places. So it's best you don't do that. Leave this as a fraction, which is 31 over 125. And that would be your answer for your probability for part 1. And we look at part 2, the percentage of boys that took exams achieved grade 1 to 3. Now, if we look at the chart they gave us, we know that 1 to 3 is the remaining after you take it away from 200. So the persons who got 4 and 5 was 30 plus 8. So the total So boys receive 1 to 3 would be the total, which was 200 boys minus the ones who got 4 and 5, which was 30, plus 8, which is equals to 200 minus 38, right, which is equal to 162. And then they ask you for percent. Now we know for percentage, it's always 100. So we're talking about boys, and we know that the total for boys is 200. So if 200 is equals to 100%, then 1 is equals to 100 divided by 200. And therefore, we want 162. 162 would be 100 over 200 multiplied by 162 over 1. When you divide this and you multiply it in your calculator, you're going to get 81%. So the number or the percentage of boys that passed or who got grades 1 to 3 is 81%. Now they said consider standard deviation in table on page 18. Compare the performance of boys to girls. So first off, we're going to say give a definition for standard deviation. Standard deviation is how spread apart the data is, right? And if we were to compare the standard deviation of boys to girls, we see that the boys, the standard deviation for the boys, the standard deviation for boys is larger or more spread apart in comparison to the SD means for standard deviation for girls, right? And that's it. All you have to just say is the boys are more spread apart or more distributed, right, than the standard deviation for girls, and that is it. And that's how you would answer this part 3, right? Then, and that is the end of January 2019.